For Deng Xiaoping, exile in Jiangxi was not endured alone. It was endured with his family. And in those years of hardship, the bonds of that family only grew deeper. The Cultural Revolution had struck not only Deng himself, but also his 5 children. Each of them, in their schools or their work units, faced the fury of the Red Guards. They were recognized, insulted, detained, and publicly attacked.
Yet, they never wavered. Even under pressure, not one of them denounced their father. Instead, they clung more tightly to one another, a family united against a storm.
Deng felt this acutely. He knew his children suffered because of him. With comrades, he was disciplined, always the party man. But with Zhuo Lin, his wife, and their children, he was simply a husband and a father, bound not by policy, but by loyalty and love. Even the household staff, the driver, the cook, and the orderly, and Wang Ruilin, his devoted aide, were treated as family. Wang served Deng faithfully for 45 years, more son than subordinate.
From Jiangxi, Deng wrote letter after letter. Never had he written so many in his life. Each was a plea that his children might be allowed to visit, that they might be given work nearby, that his injured son, Pufang, might receive care.
Though replies were slow in coming, eventually each child was allowed to visit. For days or weeks, they gathered in the quiet of Jiangxi. In those moments, surrounded by family, the exile seemed a little less harsh.
Among the children, it was Pufang, paralyzed but sharp of mind, who brought his father news of Beijing's political battles. Through him, Deng glimpsed the struggle still raging in the capital. Later, Deng would be severe with those who had tormented his son, especially Nie Wanzi, whose campaigns had shattered lives at Peking University. Personal pain had sharpened his sense of justice. After the Cultural Revolution, and even after Deng's death in 1997, the family remained close. Children, spouses, and grandchildren all kept their homes in the same compound. They pursued careers in science, diplomacy, business, and public service. Rong became the family historian. Jifeng earned his doctorate in America. Nan rose in China's Science and Technology Commission, and Pufang dedicated his life to the disabled.
The legacy of hardship had become a legacy of devotion. They endured together. They remained together. Always the family of Deng Xiaoping. By the time Deng returned from Jiangxi in 1973, his hearing was fading. But his joy in his children and in their children never dimmed. And though he rarely took their advice, he listened with affection.
For by then, Deng Xiaoping had forged his path, and nothing could turn him aside.